Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakaha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us the truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. So real quick, it says this. It says the president announced that police can do whatever the hell they want to residents of Washington D.C. All right, and this is what starting off with the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and those men on down. All right, this is what they've been teaching and preaching for years. Well, this is one of many things that they've been teaching and preaching for years, man. Okay, along with the what the MOTB is. Okay, but here I'm gonna let it play.
Last night until you knock the hell out of them because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night, and they're not going to be fighting back long because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face, and then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they get hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way,
Hey, let me get this real quick, man. Real quick, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. It reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, all right, and that land is America. It says, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. All right, and that 2 parts is the wicked. I mean, the 2/3 are the wicked. All right, of the nation of Israel, man. The ones who will not turn back to these scriptures, the ones who don't believe in these scriptures, the ones that don't believe in the name, all right, the ones that have on the mind and the identity of this devil and these other nations, okay, the ones that conduct themselves and act like beasts, all right. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. All right, these devils, they already don't like Jacob. If you know, if you don't know, all right. Esau Edom, who is a so-called white man, who is not white, he's red, as you can see, right? They already don't like you. Matter of fact, let's get that. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. All right. So Esau in his heart hated Jacob, man. All right. That's what the scripture says, because he has had a perpetual hatred, meaning everlasting. All right. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Okay, meaning his father was getting ready to go to the spirit world. It says, then will I slay my brother Jacob, man. So this devil has always took pleasure, right? Found joy, happiness, in putting you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to death, man. All right, and he is the sword of the Lord. Okay, Esau Edom, who was the so-called white man, who was not white, he's red, as you can see. He is the sword of the Lord, man. All right.
Do anything under any search, so this, and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night.
But I have something else. I was this right here. Right here. All right. This is who they're gonna be having their way with, man. All you young bitches out here who just do the absolute most, who did not have a father, just grew up in the streets, just out here thugging, acting like a nigga, right? This who they gonna trample, all right? All you YNs and YNWs.
Grainger knows that if you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery.
Now, with a breaking news alert.
Continue to follow breaking news, tense moments tonight for those at Case Western Reserve University. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeff Slauson. Chris Fry has the night off. A shelter-in-place lifted after two suspects running from police near Case Western's campus. They were arrested. Michelle Nix is live with the latest. Michelle.
Good evening, Jeff. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says a trooper shot a suspect after what began as an attempted traffic stop in downtown Cleveland turned into a foot chase, and then the two suspects, allegedly armed with a weapon, running onto the Case Western campus.
Everyone's phone started blowing up, and it was like, oh my God, like this again, and it's real, especially considering what happened in Minneapolis today. We weren't sure if it was like a similar situation.
A sprawling crime scene on MLK Drive.
Hey, so that's beautiful too. That's too perfectly lined up, man. He's sending all these troops, all right, and all these guards to these different states. And here it is out the blue. You got people just like, since when? Since when you bitches is doing this? Since when y'all been doing the most like this? But real quick, this is because it said that. Oh, let me better play a little more. So like this.
After an officer-involved shooting involving the Ohio State Highway Patrol occurred sometime around 5:30, right on the campus of Case Western Reserve University.
You hear it everywhere now, but it's different, like living it, to actually like see the fact that like people you know and care about could have been injured and could have been hurt.
Students and staff at Case Western were urged to shelter in place after a trooper attempted to stop a Kia with no license plate. Leon Terrell and Noriona Eccles, according to OSP, took off on foot after stop sticks were deployed, then attempted to steal two other cars while brandishing a gun. They also then ran onto campus. That's when gunfire erupted. With the suspects arrested, Case gave the all clear.
We walk out and we see everything and it's like, it's clear, but it's like doesn't feel clear. Like it doesn't feel safe.
Following the arrest, the State Patrol says there is no threat to public safety and no law enforcement officers were injured.
All the shootings at the former colleges all this week are the attempted shootings in South Carolina and other locations throughout the country, and it's a little weird that it's all going on like all this week right now, and just a little concerning.
We've been in school for 3 days. Like this is our 3rd day of classes and this is already happening.
Students tell me the sight of a massive crime scene and dozens of officers is the reality of increasing gun violence that hits too close to home.
Being a student in America, you have to face the reality that this is a possibility.
Now, both of the suspects were arrested.
Real quick, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 3. It said, and this is the Amplified Bible. It says, for civil authorities are not a source of fear for people of good behavior. All right. These bitches had something to worry about. They riding around car, no plates. All right. Two YNWs, no plates, no L's, with sticks. It says, for civil authorities are not a source of fear for people of good behavior, but for those who do evil. Okay? And they was obviously up to no good, man. I don't know what, like, you hoes is through out here. This fucking music got you through. These female artists, all this female shit. Females in the workplace, females basketball. Right? All of this female shit, it has destroyed you, man. This bitch 18. Her friend probably 18. Hey, mama's probably 30s. Right? It says, do what is good. It's like it says, do you want to be unafraid of authorities? Yeah, you don't want to have to be worried. It says, do what is good, and you will receive approval and commendation. You know, which is, you know, pat on the back. You know, might give you a little something or whatever. You know, it says, for he is God's servant to you for good, right? This devil, this sword, right? That's why the scripture says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him, man. But these devils about to get on some bullshit with Jake. Like, because these motherfuckers be doing the fucking most, man. It says, for he is God's, or he is the most high servant to you for good. But if you do wrong, you should be afraid, right? You out here like them. You should be afraid. You out here fucking around, you about to find out. Right? This is 2/3 behavior, man. It says, for he is the most high servant to you for good. But if you do wrong, you should be afraid. For he does not carry the executioner's sword for nothing, man. All right? He don't bear the sword in vain, man. Now, nobody got unalived here, right? But we know how this devil get down, man. If this was Jake, he getting put down, man. They ain't about to play with you. It says, but if you do wrong, you should be afraid, for he does not carry the executioner's sword for nothing. He is the Most High servant and avenger who brings punishment on the wrongdoer, man. All right, hey man, when these motherfuckers get to strolling, all that shit, you know, I got Rice talking bad. I want to see your superior. Give me a lieutenant, man. Hey, listen, that might get your teeth knocked out. And then, depending on how you act after that, right? They might just go and put you down, man. It says, therefore, you must be subject to civil authorities, because this could have went ugly. It says, therefore, you must be subject to civil authorities, not only to escape the punishment that comes with wrongdoing, but also as a matter of principle, knowing what is right before the Lord, man. All right. Hey, and let me get this because our people don't know. Let me get this, man. This is the book of Hosea. All right, and this is the Lord speaking about the children of Israel, man. All right, because these scriptures, this holy book only belongs to you. Hosea 4:6, it says, "My people," and this is the Amplified version. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." It says, "For lack of knowledge of my law." Okay, which is these scriptures, man. It says, "Where I reveal my will," because right. This is where we find out the Lord's will, man. It says, "Because you, the priestly nation, have rejected knowledge." All right, speaking about Israel, "I will also reject you from being my priest, since you have forgotten the law of your power. I will also forget your children, man." Hey, man, this is a, a serious time that we're living in, man. With all the things that are taking place, okay? With all of the floods, all of the fires, right? Different little small mass shootings, so-called, right? All of the job firings, all of the recalls on food, all right? These are some serious times, man. Matter of fact, let me get it. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 10. It says, all the sinners, and this is still in the Amplified, I believe. It says, all the sinners among my people will die by the sword, man. All right? And you know who holds that sword, okay? It says, all the sinners among my people will die by the sword. Those who say definitely, it says, those who say definitely the disaster will not overtake or confront us, right? Like, she just boldly, they bold out here bending corners with sticks, no L's, no tag, right? Man, they got here bugged out. Look at it. 2 times 2, man. It says 2 armed suspects still in their teens trying to escape a traffic stop led to an officer-involved shooting near campus, triggering Case Western Reserve University to issue a shelter-in-place notice on Wednesday evening. This was yesterday. It says news learned one of them has a lengthy criminal history dating back to when he was just 15 years old, man. It says the Ohio State Highway Patrol identified those 2 suspects as 18-year-old Leon Terrell and 19-year-old Norona Eccles. Okay, so it was a YN and a YNW, man. Dang. But it says such and such criminal record, and that's Girly. Yeah, she the one with the criminal record. No, oh no, it says she ain't got one. So that's the YN. He the one. It says news has not found a criminal history record for Girly. It said the highways said the ordeal started when the suspects refused to pull over and tried to escape from a traffic stop on Woodland Avenue in downtown Cleveland. Like just no understanding, man. Right? We just read the my people are destroyed. Okay, not understanding. You don't understand where you're at, why you're here, who's your enemy, what his plan is, what to do, who to call on. You don't know none of this, man. This is Terrell and Echoes ran away and unsuccessfully tried to carjack both a Cadillac SUV and a Chevy SUV while armed. 21. It says troopers caught up to Terrell after a brief pursuit on foot at 2121 Martin Luther King Drive. All right, blase. Hey, I just want to do something quick, man. Going into the news. All right, looking at the fuckery of Jake, man. All right. The whole reason we here is because of rebellion. All right, here it is. You rebelling up under your slave master. He gonna fuck around and put you down. When you rebelling like this. Anyway, Shalom.